Bum, 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 ba-diddle, diddle, dee, bum, ba-diddle, diddle. Marineville, stand by battle stations. Dum, bum, 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 bum. And that sort of thing. No expense spared on the special effects there. And also, of course, don't forget the terror fish. Okay, enough of that. So, this is a really odd one for me because I saw this from an eBay seller and I knew it existed. I'd certainly seen sort of pictures of it before and I thought, great, it's boxed, brilliant. But then when I looked at it, I thought, hang on, it's Matchbox. And Matchbox isn't that old. And the graphics on the box are such that I assumed it was like a sort of 80s, 70s kind of, sort of product. But actually, this is from 1992. So this came from the same era as Matchbox were making their Thunderbirds products in 92. And they obviously had the Stingray license at the same time. And those two little die-cast models that I just flung past the camera there are also Matchbox of the same sort of era. So it's kind of odd for me because, say, the illustrations on the front of this box, as you can see, look far more old school than that, to my mind anyway. If you think this is 92 and we're kind of past the era of Transformers having really snazzy, sharp boxes, and maybe they were intentionally going for the retro look. Maybe this is an intentional thing because they know that a lot of kids wouldn't have known Stingray so well, but their parents would have, and this is more appealing to their parents than the kids. It's possible. It's certainly possible. But let me sort of walk you around this box. So you've got sort of standby for action. Marineville HQ slides down into defence position inside the base, which it did in the series. 2-stage detachable Wasp rockets raised for launch. Marvellous. They did in the series as well. Ocean door slides open for Stingray launch. Marineville tower roof lifts off for easy access to the control room. Now that's interesting. I hadn't really noted that as a concept. And again, this is one of those things where when you see this in pictures, if you don't have a clear indication of scale, you don't really know what the crack is. So I'm going to turn the box around. You can have a little look at the other elements to it. So we've got the sort of top descriptive bits there. So Marineville headquarters goes down, Wasp rockets raised. The Wasp stands for World Aquanaut Security Patrol. I think that's about right. And the Stingray that's pictured there is not included. I think it does say that somewhere. Here we go. Collect the whole set: Troy Tempest, Commander Sam Shaw, Marina and Titan figures, and Stingray and Terrorfish craft. The latter two I have, the rest I do not have. Specification and colour of content subject to amendment. And then various other language details and so on and so forth. I don't know if it needs any batteries. I haven't seen anything that indicates it's electronic yet. I think we know all that stuff already. The Incredible World of Stingray. So it's the year 2065 for the future of the past element of this video. It's 2065 in Stingray, so we haven't caught up with Stingray's world yet. I can't remember whether or not this is pre or post Thunderbirds, technically speaking, and I don't know if they exist in the same universe as such, but timing-wise, they might be vaguely similar, I suspect. Aquamphibians, Terrorfish, and the Evil Titans, what they're up against. But you can see down here, it's 1992 ITC Entertainment is the copyright, and it's produced by Matchbox International, apparently. Now, I haven't actually got this out of the box yet, so this will be a proper unboxing for me as well as you simultaneously. I love this. They've got this. Not intended for use in water. That's a separate sticker as well, which I find quite amusing because I bet bottom dollar they got complaints in as soon as they started playing with this that kids were putting it in the bath, and adults. The thing is, the irony is, adults might never have actually read that bit because the kids would have opened the box immediately when they got it and adults would have assumed that because it's Stingray it'll go in the water. Clearly it did not, and clearly that was an afterthought because they didn't include that warning as part of the standard packaging. So let's have a look at this. And as I say, I have very few expectations of this, apart from the fact that I thought it might have been a bit bigger. So let's have a look. So it's got all the original innards are definitely there. I've no idea. It's pretty dusty, which implies it's been out and played with. It's solid feeling, which is good. Okay. So here we have Marineville. And it does look, it should be, I believe it was supposed to be complete, so it should be complete. So what we should be looking for then is, we have another missile here. Let's see if I can extract this. This is nice and very clearly indicated as a Wasp missile, in case you've forgotten what sort of missiles you're trying to fire. I don't actually know if that will. I think you have to go from underneath to pop it in, because the base is wider than the nose. So I guess those are more for show than anything else, because I'm not sure you can actually. Oh no! Oh okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. Cool. Oh wow! Check that out. Okay, that's good playability. Fair dues to them. That's clever. So then I guess then you can easily, just because now it's out beyond the sort of the point where the hatch size becomes an issue. So now you can just take it out like that. So that's clever, and that's holding in position remarkably well, considering it's 30 years old. That's doing its job. So let's repeat the exercise on this side then. Yeah, that's convincing. They are not falling back down, which is often an irritation with this sort of thing. Over time, is that it just becomes a little bit looser. But that's actually holding in place remarkably well. Now, in theory, there ought to be an ocean. Yes, there's the ocean door. And if I'm right, then this Stingray should, of course, come straight out of the ocean door, which it does. Plenty of space for it there. Of course, the one slight flaw in their plan is that a terrorfish can just about wriggle in, just about, and invade Marineville through the ocean door. But I'm sure there are countermeasures and all that sort of good stuff. Now then, I love this detail. It's got a little barrier on the road into Marineville and the security hut. I love that. That's cool. And this apparently is sometimes missing, I think, these little bits of pretend grass there. I have seen examples of it where that's missing. It's really fun, this. I'm loving this, actually. more than I thought I would. Because considering it's small, the detailing here and the detailing on the sort of sub pen, if I move this a little bit closer for you, you can see there there's a huge amount of sort of stickering detail behind on that wall for the sub pen. So let's try and get the actual Marineville control element up and out. Now, not having done this before, I'm not clear on how much. I see. Okay, so before I do that, a little bit of jiggery pokery to do here, because as I half thought when I looked at that, the command center is missing its roof, and someone's put. Actually, I think I might need to lift this up first if I can. That's it. Okay, now I can rescue its roof. So that's the roof of the command center there. So it is very complete. That's good. I like the fact that it's complete. Now, do I just keep pulling this up, I wonder? Apparently I do. That's not locked. That's not quite locked in though, is it? I don't think. No, I haven't looked at this around the back. I don't know if there's another. No, the back of it is plain. I can now see a couple of hooks here, so I imagine that you're supposed to bring it up and then it sort of it clips on. I can see where the clips are, but I don't know if it's safe to push it up that hard. Just going to switch it around. It would have been easier if you could actually see on the back what it was doing. Maybe I'm missing something. But it's definitely proving problematic. Okay, that's it. I think it just requires a degree of confidence, which perhaps comes with time as to how far you can actually push it. But that's a really good sort of approximation of it from the series. I mean, I don't know whether or not the action figures would actually sort of fit underneath here at all. But the only problem with it as a playset, I suppose, is that obviously Stingray is hopelessly out of scale with it as a whole, in a sense. I don't know. I mean, but in fairness, perhaps it isn't. Perhaps it isn't because, it does, after all, it is scaled with that, and in terms of the actual sort of sub-pen itself, you could see that Stingray quite happily lives underneath there. It's just that if you're a kid, you can't. I suppose a child's hand would be smaller, so you could kind of get in there and play with stuff, but then you've got this in the way. But I think it's a nice thing to be sort of sat on the shelf, and you can see that you could put your action figures into the bottom level, you could put them onto the top, but obviously because of the scale of this, there's no way they're going to sort of scale with this as a play set. But it's fun. It's fun because it does lower just like it did in the series. And yes, it's missing electronic, features, but that's okay. I mean, they tend to die over time anyway. So with a little bit of dusting, that would probably look pretty minty. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that as a sort of somewhat random eBay pickup. But then of course, a lot of auctions you do tend to trip across as a result of eBay flinging them at you rather than actually searching for them. And this was a shining example of that, I guess. But no, it's yeah. I mean, there's a lot of detailed artwork in there, and as old-fashioned as I thought the box was, maybe it's entirely in keeping with what it's trying to promote. And I'll just show you the other side of the box actually, because I don't think I have yet. Pop it over there. I don't know if there's any more. There doesn't seem to be an instruction manual as such, but I'll just show you the bottom, the back of the box there. Well, I think we have seen that, haven't we? Yeah, because I read you that bit out. So yeah, it's there's a little bit more detail there about what's what. So yeah, so the rockets are obviously intentionally separating into two because they're saying that they're two-stage rockets. Cool. I wonder where he is now. Where do you think he is now? Because he was only that age in sort of 1990. He's probably still around. I wonder if any of these kids ever remember that they were used for photo shoots for these things. I wonder. So there you are. Anyway, that's the Matchbox Marineville headquarters playset, action playset. I do apologise, action playset. So I think that's it for Marineville. So cheers for watching, and do like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Cheers for now.